are back with Brunch, a taste of Tobago. Now, my next guest is really quite interesting to have him here. We were having a discussion during the break. Now, we usually see the Trinidad and Tobago Police Services with the animal aspect of it, the animal department. So you have like your canine units, and then you have the horses, those wonderful horses, and it has always been a wonder to me, how is it like? What is it like to work with these wonderful animals? And my next guest speaks to that. Wayne Mystar is here. He is the head of the Mounted Branch for the Republic Day celebrations and also the Trinidad and Tobago Police Service. So, what should I call you? Is it inspector? Is it what should I call you?
Actually, I'm an assistant commissioner of police, acting.
Okay,
I'm
assistant
in charge of the
commissioner.
specialized support units. And under the specialized support unit, we have 4 major units, which includes Mountain and Canine Branch, Transport Branch, Traffic and Highway Patrol Branch, and the Community Policing Apparatus.
Right. So you're in Tobago
Yes.
and you're very much involved in anything and everything that's going on with Republic Day in terms of working with the animals. Now, remember, I was talking about what that is like. What is it like? I'm going to start there.
Yes, well, as I indicated before, it's one of the most fulfilling things. I came to the specialized units just in June, and I decided that I will go to the Mounted Branch and decided to ride horse. So within 2 months, I climbed on the horse for the first time. And then spending 2 months at the Mounted Branch, I understand the importance of that particular section and understand the interaction that the officers have with these animals, and it's second to none. So it's quite fulfilling. I spend a lot of time with the horses and the dogs. So it is something that we look forward to every single day. And as I said before, they operate just like humans. They have feelings just like the humans.
Right.
They have down days. They have days that they don't want to work. They have days that they want to work. They have days that they're hyper. They have days that they're angry, sad. So all the emotions are expressed with those animals. Yeah.
And how long have you been working with these animals?
Well, I've been there just 2 months. So I would have interacted with most of the officers who have been there for over 20-something years. So they have that interaction. Just recently when we had Independence Day parade in Trinidad, one of the horses who was supposed to be on the parade was given a little problem in the rehearsal. So we took off that horse from the parade because, remember, we want to have a proper show. And the day of the parade, when I arrived to brief the officers, the officer who horse was changed, he was in tears because his horse was left over the parade and he had us to ride another horse. So that shows you the kind of passion and emotions that the riders and the horses have together with the canine branch and the handlers.
And it's also an emotional connection as well, because if he's in tears, if he's crying,
Yes.
then there's that emotional aspect that you have with your animal friend, your animal partner. And here he is, his horse is left out and he has to ride another horse.
Yeah, most definitely.
Yeah.
The horses actually feel that connection. Once you mount the horse, that horse goes with your energy. So you express fear, the horse is going to be fearful. You show that level of bravery and courage and so on, the horse is going to display that. So you have to be constantly communicating with the horses and the dogs to ensure that they understand and they have that confidence in you, that you will carry them up, because horses actually see objects 10 times their size. So if a horse see you, or see a flag or see a butterfly, it is magnified. So you have to be constantly speaking to them and letting them know that, hey, everything is okay and we're going to have a good day.
And how are preparations going for you guys? How is it going for Republic Day 2023?
Well, it's going okay. We had a slight glitch yesterday. The horses were supposed to be in Tobago around 8 p.m., but there was some challenges with the sailing from Trinidad. So they arrived 2 o'clock this morning.
Oh my.
So those horses were under some pressure because, they're in a standing position.
Yeah.
So we brought them this morning, 2 o'clock, organized their meals and so on. And this morning we decided to carry them out for a stretch to stretch out their muscles and so on, but there was a massive amount of rain this morning, so we had to cancel that exercise. But this afternoon, in the heart of Scarborough, we will be making a patrol together with the canines, where we will interact with members of the community.
Okay. And what about the preparations in Trinidad?
As it relates
How's
to
that?
the
Yeah, as it relates to the animals, canine, horses. How's that going so far?
Yeah, that's going well, and it's an entire routine. So the mounted branch comprised of the riders together with a support staff. The support staff comprise the grooms and
Mm-hmm.
the aides. Those guys and ladies will be at the mounted branch at 4 a.m. in the morning. They will go to the Shagaramas area. They're going to cut grass because the horses are vegetarians, so the horses don't
Yeah.
eat grass. And so they'll go down, cut grass every morning for 4 o'clock, bring that grass back to the mounted branch. The horses must be fed at a particular time. So 6 a.m., they are fed. And around 7 o'clock, the horses are all prepared to exercise. They must exercise every morning. If the horses don't exercise, they could get sick. So every morning they are prepared and they exercise, and then from around 9 a.m. to 10 a.m. onwards, the horses are divided up to make patrols in the various communities, to do school visits and so on.
Okay. And in terms of your experience in the TTPS, how long have you been a part of
Well,
the service?
I've been a member of the service all my adult life. So 34 years service. I joined the
Mm-hmm.
service at age 19. So I don't know anything else other than the TTPS. And I
Yeah.
am much grateful to the TTPS for, grooming and shaping my character for the past 34 years.
And when you enter the service, can you indicate that okay, well, I prefer working with the dogs and the horses? Can you indicate that you want to go that route, or there's a level of training that you have to undergo before that happens?
Yes, well, when you join the TTPS, you must go through 3 years of what they call general policing. So you're not supposed to go in any specialist section during those 3 years. So in those 3 years, you'll see the officers at the stations. They'll be doing patrols, going to court, making arrests, giving tickets, those kind of things. And after 3 years, when you actually confirm in your work 2 to 3 years, then now you can decide, you know what? I think I have a love for animals, so I want to go to the mountain and canine branch.
Yeah.
So you make an application. Once you are successful, you go across there. The training is actually 6 months, 6 to 9 months for an officer to be trained properly with the horses and dogs.
Yeah. Well, let's just come off that for a little bit. Let's talk about you for a little while. Tell us about we could go as far back as education before joining the service. What was your journey like?
Well, it was a very interesting one. I attended St. Crispin Anglican School, and that's Woodbrook, Port of Spain. Then from there, Belmont Intermediate, which is now St. Francis College. I was a member of the cadet force, in the rank of staff sergeant. And from there, I wanted to be in some form of military service because the cadets laid that foundation. And at age 18, I applied for every single service.
Mm-hmm.
Army, Coast Guard, prisons, fire, police. All of them were taken at the same time. I applied to all. And I was called by the police first.
Yeah.
So I went to the police service where in 1989, spent 18 months in training at that time.
Mm-hmm.
And that was it. And my journey began from there to be a career police officer along the line. Yeah.
What about mentoring? Do you do any type of mentoring? Boys club, girls club, going to schools, speaking on positive messages, that kind of thing. Do you guys do any kind of outreach programs, going into the community, that kind of thing?
Yes, definitely. So the Mountain and Canine branch, we are part of the whole crime fighting architecture.
Right.
So we have two approaches. We have the hard approach where you have officers who will go for the bad guys, so to speak. And then you have what you call the remedial or the soft approach, the secondary crime fighting measures, where we try to reach the minds of the younger generation so that we could, keep their mind focused so that they can be model citizens. So that's where the mounted branch comes in. So we do a lot of outreach programs, school visits. We are also part of where we offer therapy for the differently able. So persons with various disorders will come to the mounted branch, and actually riding horses is a form of therapy. So we assist them with that.
Right.
All right. As it relates to our patrols, once you're on a horseback, we were in Trinidad and we were walking on a patrol and we passed by the La Perouse Cemetery. So we actually at a height, so we could see inside of the cemetery. So there's a lot of advantages with persons being on mountain.
Right.
And likewise with the dogs are also involved in two aspects. In main crime fighting, where the dogs are involved in searches, we have bomb dogs, we have narcotic dogs, we have cadaver dogs, we have money dogs, dogs that can sniff
Sniff
out
out money.
money and so on. So there's a whole combination, but we do heavy school visits. As a matter of fact, this afternoon on our way to Scarborough, we're going to be passing in one of the schools. Most likely might be Signal Hill or one of those schools. That's the passing to interact with the parents, the teachers, and the students.
And
Yeah.
the students. You know, one of the things that I remember, I went to a career day with my son once,
Right.
and 50%, I have to say 50%, because you had to come dressed in what you wanted to be when you grew up.
Right.
50% of that body of children came dressed as police
Yes.
officers. So they were in the gray and I mean
Including your son?
helmet.
Including your
Yes,
son?
my
Yes.
son wanted to wear a police
Right.
officer costume.
Yes.
So it was they had everything, the stripes, they had the gold buttons, they had
Yes.
the hat, the black pants, the shoes, everything.
Yes.
And I'm saying, what is that like? Because you know, our youngsters are so innocent and so pure. And this is how they see the police service. They still, you know, they see it as okay, I'm like a superhero.
Yes,
I'm like
yes.
a crime fighter.
Correct.
Yeah, 50% of the class.
Yeah, and that's why I say policing is a very noble profession. And you're quite right with the superhero thing. You know, we are accustomed to Batman and Superman and so, but police officers, military personnel, we are the real heroes. You know, persons watching us at that level. Just recently in Independence Day, there was one of the commanders of the parade was Group Captain Hannes. Now she's the first female to be a parade commander for the biggest parade that have in Trinidad and Tobago, which is the Independence Day Parade.
Yeah.
And while we were walking down Tragedy Road on the route march, you know, there was a lot of young ladies who, you know, they indicate that I want to be just like her.
Yeah.
I want to be on horseback. I want to be a military person. I want to be in the air guard. I want to be in the police. And it is very motivational for those persons to get on board as part of being something good in society and being a superhero.
Yeah. You know, and I have to go back to career day. You know, this is something that I was so happy that was introduced as an initiative for schools. And not just the police service, but like you said, the protective services. You had like so many young people, you know, signing up. They
Yes.
want to become police officers, they want to become firefighters, they want to become, you know, a member of the Coast Guard and that sort of thing. So I think, you know, we have to speak positivity into our youngsters.
That's correct.
You know, they get a bad rep from time to time.
Yes.
Yeah, so we need to keep speaking positivity into them. What would you say to the viewers watching? If you had to leave a positive message, what would you tell us today?
Well, you know, I want to say that, you know, Trinidad and Tobago, we are facing some challenges. We can't, you know, bury our head in the sand and so on. But I want to let Trinidad and Tobago know that the Trinidad and Tobago Police Service, we are not asleep. We are here. We want to work with members of the public. And we say that we cannot fight crime on our own. Crime is everybody's business. And we need assistance. As a matter of fact, 80% of our arrests, our putting persons before the court for various things, is as a result of cooperation from members of the community who will give us the information because they are our eyes and ears in the community. So we want to foster that relationship. You remember long ago, persons look at police officers as a big bad wolves. You know, sometimes you'll tell your kids, I'm going to call the police for you, and to frighten them. But that is not the case anymore. We are a police service. We offer a variety of career paths within the service. We have persons who join the service as ordinary persons and they would have studied their way. Some are lawyers. They go into different fields. So there's a wide field. So I'm saying to members of the community, support us, and we are here to support you all. We will stand and we will defend our country throughout.
Yes, and without question or pause. And we want to thank Wayne Mystar for joining us on Brunch Taste of Tobago. It has absolutely been a pleasure speaking with him today. We're going to take a break. We're going to be right back. But let me just mention the trivia question really quickly. The largest brain coral in the Western Hemisphere is located where and in what reef in Tobago? We're going to take a break and we're going to be right back with more brunch, a taste of Tobago. See you guys soon.